packed house. Thank you all for being here for our weekly press conference. We actually have quite a bit to go over, so I'm going to jump right in. As soon as Megan gives me a thumbs up, we're good and we're live. All right, so first thing we're going to discuss is daylight savings time. Just as a friendly reminder, daylight savings time ends at 2 a.m. this coming Sunday, November 6th, for some reason. So we will move our clocks back 1 hour. And we like to remind residents that this is a perfect time to also check your smoke detectors in your house and to see if those smoke detectors need batteries to be replaced. So according to Consumer Product Safety Commission, up to 95% of households report having smoke alarms, but many of these alarms do not work either because the batteries are dead or the alarms themselves need to be replaced. So we want to ensure that Wichita residents are safe. So be sure to change your clocks. You can check those batteries as well in the smoke detectors. Next, we're going to roll into the Keeper Ring of Fire winter hours. Just a reminder that this Sunday, November 6th, the Plains Ring of Fire operations will adjust to winter hours. Winter hours for the Ring of Fire adjust each fall when daylight savings time ends and again in the spring when daylight savings time begins. The Ring of Fire will be lit from 7 to 7:15 p.m. nightly, beginning November 6th until the springtime when it will go back to 9 to 9:15 p.m. The Keeper of the Plains Ring of Fire burns nightly for about 15 minutes. For public safety, the Ring of Fire is operated manually, so it's not automatic. The Ring of Fire will not be turned on during high winds, rain, or other weather issues if the river level is too high or if a person or goose is too close to the burners, which if they had to add that in, that means that at one point that must have happened, so watch out for the geese. Next, we're going to just discuss briefly the Veterans Day Parade. Please join us at the USD 259 Junior ROTC Veterans Day Parade on November 5th at 11 a.m. at Main and Central. There are also some great post-parade activities at Water Walk, including a car show, veterans support information, and, of course, food. So we at the city love supporting our veterans. In 2020, we launched a Veterans Ride Free program in partnership with the Robert J. Dole VA Medical Center and the United Way of the Plains. That Veterans Ride Free allows veterans to ride any Wichita Transit bus or the Q line free of charge. The goal of the program is to remove transportation barriers for our veterans. Veterans can use public transportation for any reason at all, whether it's appointments or getting to work, shopping, social visits, or legal needs. All veterans need is a valid Kansas driver's license or Kansas ID with a veteran's designation on that ID. A veteran health ID card, veteran ID card, or retired military ID card also work as well to be shown when you board. Speaking of bus service, as a reminder that in honor of Election Day, which is next Tuesday, November 8th, Wichita Transit will offer free bus rides on all traditional bus routes and paratransit service. Our goal is to make it easier for people to get to and from the polling locations. So again, you don't have to show any type of, evidence that you're voting. Just it's going to be free that day so that folks can get to and from the polls without any barriers. And now I'd like to welcome up Katie from our Parks and Recreation Department to talk about something that was happened that's really an incredible feat. We have our team over at Parks and Rec were named finalists in a prestigious national award, and Katie's going to come up to tell us more.
Thank you. On behalf of the American Academy for Park and Recreation Administration and award sponsor Musco Lighting, Kansas State Parks Director Linda Lanterman is joining us today. Membership in the AAPRA is limited to distinguished parks and recreation professionals who have served in a high-level position in the field for over 15 years, and only a handful of new members are elected each year. Linda is considered a leader in the industry and has won numerous awards for her leadership and dedication to parks and recreation. It is a distinct honor to have Ms. Lanterman present to Wichita Park and Recreation the 2022 National Gold Medal Finalist Award for Excellence in Park and Recreation Management. Founded in 1965, the National Gold Medal Awards program honors communities in the United States that demonstrate excellence in parks and recreation through long-range planning, resource management, volunteerism, environmental stewardship, program development, professional development, and agency recognition. Applications are separated into 6 classes, with 5 classes based on population and 1 class for the armed forces. Wichita is in Class 2 for cities with populations from 150,000 to 400,000. Agencies are judged on their ability to address the needs of those they serve through the collective energies of community members, staff members, and elected officials. The City of Wichita joined 3 other finalists in our class that competed for the Grand Plaque, which was awarded in September to Des Moines, Iowa. A panel of 5 highly qualified park and recreation professionals reviewed and judged all application materials. Judges were chosen for their considerable experience and knowledge in parks and recreation on both the local and national levels. Linda, would you like to join me at the podium?
Thank you, Katie, for the good background on the Academy and the Gold Medal Award. I just want to say I've worked with the City Park and Recreation Department, Troy specifically, ever since he came here. And so this award is the upper echelon. You're it. You're in the very top of the top for park and recreation in the nation. And so this is something you should not take lightly. This is something that the city ought to be very proud of. And I'm honored to be able to be here with you to celebrate this. And I'm expecting an actual gold medal next year. So whoever is going to represent the City Park and Recreation Department, please come up. And I am honored to present this to you. And thank you, as the mayor, for supporting your team.
Of course. Let's do it over here so they can get
Okay.
a picture of it without the podium.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Linda. I have to say, it's a very much of an honor to be an applicant, to be able to receive this for 2 years in a row. It speaks to the leadership up top, all the way down, from our volunteers to our instructors to our rec staff, aquatics, everybody. It shows how much of a team we are and how far we've come under Troy's leadership. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing. I think we brag a lot about the different programming we have coming through Parks and Rec. Most of the time when I'm out talking to particularly students about what local government does, the examples are always Park and Rec examples about who likes the swimming pool, who likes our parks and our swings and so on. So just want to thank you for all the work you do. It's so great to get this national recognition that really just supports what most of us in this room already know, that you guys who run our recreation department are among the best in the entire country. We joked earlier about we should hang banners like they do, like KU does with their championship basketball stuff. Like we should hang banners in the rafters or so on to commemorate just the hard work. But the plaque, we'll settle with the plaque for now. But again, thank you all. So another hardworking group of folks is our Housing and Economic Development Department. So up next, we have Mark Elder to discuss a program to increase and improve housing throughout our community through our urban infill program. So in response to rising price of construction and the need for more housing, the City Council approved the Urban Infill Program, which encourages construction of residential improvements. So again, Mark is going to come up and tell us a little more about it. So Mark.
The city is offering incentives to help encourage the infill increase in our housing stock in the community. The residential infill incentive program encourages all residential improvements to include new, repair, and remodel construction in the formative areas within the established central area at the ECA in Wichita. Formative neighborhoods are defined as those areas in greatest decline and most in need of investment. Qualifying projects must be located in a formative area, and map and address search are available on the city's webpage, which is to the right of me. Program participants must also be current on the payment of all real estate taxes and outstanding special assessment taxes. There are a few different types of incentives that are offered. Fee waivers for building permits for all residential, single and two-family projects. Multifamily projects will also qualify for a maximum waiver of $10,000 in building permit fees and reimbursement of up to $5,000 in fees incurred at the Brooks C&D landfill for demolition. More information is available at wichita.gov/infill, which is over here. And just to show you the map here in pink is what we're talking about with the formative areas. Let's see. Oh, and just to show you, I thought it was right here. The very bottom here is where you can find this search engine to locate your address to see if it's located within that area.
All right, Mark, thanks a lot. So finally, I'd like to welcome up Councilmember Ballard to discuss a proposed project in District 6 for the Douglas Street improvements. Councilmember?
Thank you, Mayor. We're looking for the public to weigh in on a project to improve the Delano neighborhood from Douglas Street from Seneca to Meridian. The $4.9 million construction project would include changes on the road from Meridian to Seneca. It would add bike lanes, parking, art features, and more, but the plans have not been finalized. Very important to know, they have not been finalized. The goals for the project are to reduce the number of traffic-related deaths and injuries, improve the quality of life for all people living, working, and traveling along the corridor, improve access and mobility for all modes of transportation, incorporate the rich history and diverse culture of the Delano neighborhood into the aesthetics theme of the project, maintain and expand the tree canopy, support existing and attract new businesses to the corridor through the infrastructure investments. Douglas Avenue has been identified as the priority bikeway recommendation in the City of Wichita's 2013 Bicycle Master Plan, and this recommendation helps guide and design the project. Preliminary designs have been considered, but we want to hear from you. So far, we've had a couple of community meetings put in at the district newsletters and on social media, and now the project is added to forum for further feedback. We also have a community survey, which you can find on forum or on the District 6 or City of Wichita Facebook pages. We're looking to go to the DABs for District 4 and 6 in January of 2023 for this project with a more defined concept design incorporating these preliminary designs. Construction could begin in 2024, but again, we have a lot of work to do before then. Thank you, Mayor.
And thank you, Councilmember Ballard. With that, we'll take questions about really anything, and if it gets too technical, I got the folks here who can help, I guess, fill in the gaps when it comes to information if I don't know it off the top of my head.
Recently, there was another abandoned structure fire that just happened again overnight. Is this a concern? This is one of several that have happened. Is it squatters? What can you guys tell us?
Yeah, I actually think that we have someone here with the fire department who can answer that a lot more eloquently than I could. So I don't know if Jose, I thought I saw him in the back, maybe he's, or the Chief Snow. You're just here just to hang out. Look, you call to action.
Jose O'Cadis, Wichita Fire Department. All fires are very concerned to us right now. We are dealing with our partners at the building department, Metropolitan Area Building Construction Department, on addressing these issues. As the fire department itself, we respond to reported structural fires from residential and commercial. So as we go to these fires and we notice that they are vacant or abandoned, we'll address those and contact the building department, and then we'll work some way or another to make sure that they're secured through their process themselves.
Do you track those numbers?
We don't track vacant structures specifically right now, but that's one of the things that we're looking into, just to be able to have some type of data on those types of structures that we respond to.
All right, next question. I feel good that we actually have Jose here. So I feel like this is going well as far as having being able to defer to folks who can actually help out with some of these. Did you have a follow-up?
Yes, not on fires this time, but secondly, I know emails came out recently about Wichita police officers, extra security patrolling your home. Is there anything that you would like to say about this, being pulled from their duties?
So I'll let the chief speak to this because I have to follow the advice of our law enforcement professionals when it comes to keeping myself and my family safe. And the only comment I guess I'll make is that we need to, I believe, do better when it comes to our political discourse than resorting to, I guess, the type of stuff that would lead to elected officials being unsafe. I have 3 little kids. I have a wife. And so I have to approach this not just as the mayor, but as a dad. And with that, I won't be intimidated. I will continue to do my job as mayor regardless. But again, I have to make sure that the integrity of I guess any action or inquiry remains, and therefore I can't talk about specifics. So we do have the interim chief of police who might be able to jump into details a bit more than I can.
Thank you, Mayor. So I'm going to make a brief statement, and I think you can, or you should, appreciate the difficult position that the mayor's in. He's right. He doesn't want to comment on an investigation, but also he has a family to protect. So I'm going to make a brief statement here. If there's a credible threat made against our elected officials or any city employee related to fulfilling their duties here at City Hall, standard protocols for them to notify the chief of police and the city manager, who in turn will work together to determine if security is appropriate to ensure their safety. And we have done that. We will not discuss this matter further or provide details on who, how, or why we're providing the security as it could compromise the effectiveness of our security program. Thank you.
Next question.
You guys had a post about the worry about the leaves maybe clogging the drains or something. Is there somebody who can speak about that? Is it a concern?
I would love if we have a subject matter expert on leaves.
I don't, but I can make a brief statement.
Yes, we have a subject matter expert on leaves. No, Megan.
Yes, I'm not a subject matter on leaves, but we will have staff working overnight to monitor our storm drains. You can report any issues on accesswichita.com. Obviously, this time of year, we have leaves being blown around and falling out of trees, so we just want to make sure that any of those issues minimize flooding. Good? All right.
You want to give an ozone update while you're up here, Megan? No? Further questions? Cool. Hey, I really appreciate everyone being here. Thank you to the staff who took time off to ensure that we can get some of this information out. And also, again, congratulations to our Parks and Recreation staff. Second year in a row, just with this national recognition. Thank you all for all the hard work you do. And with that, see you guys next week.